Hello everyone, welcome once again. In this video, I want to show you how to make peanut snacks popularly known as Kuli Kuli. If you have watched my previous video about traditional way of making groundnut oil, you can use the chapters in the description of this video to move to where I will show you how to make Kuli Kuli. But if you want to watch the full video for more knowledge, you can watch along with us. The first step is to transfer your peanut into a cookie pan, take to the heat and begin to toast. After toasting it for some time, I'll be checking on it to know if it is well toasted. So I'll take some of the peanut, squeeze it with my hands. If the skin can come off from it easily, which means it's ready, then I'll remove from the heat, allow it to cool before peeling it. So I'll transfer some of the toasted peanut to my tray, squeeze it with my hands and peel the skin from it. So after peeling the skin from the peanut, this is what it looks like. So I'll transfer to a bowl. Another easier way or fast way of peeling peanuts is by using mortar. So add some of the peanut to my mortar and pan them gently. In this way, the skin comes up from it very easily. After pounding, transfer into a tray to winnow. After winnowing it, you can see how it looks like. So I just transfer to the other clean one. Then repeat the same process for the remaining ones. Once I'm done cleaning all the peanuts, I'll be transferring them to a blender and blend smoothly. I'll blend the peanut until it starts producing its oil. Remember, the smoother it is, the more oil it produces. But if you don't have a strong blender for this, you can also take to the commercial machine to blend. To all your question whether you add water to peanut while blending, actually you don't need to add water while blending. After blending our peanut and it becomes smooth, this is what it looks like. So we'll go ahead to the process of extracting our peanut oil from the peanut butter. So I start by adding little water to the peanut butter and begin to mash it. You can add lukewarm water to your peanut butter if it has stayed for many days. White cold water is used for the one that is just blended because it's still very warm. As you can see from this video, I'll be adding little water to it bit by bit and continue to mash. As I add water and mash together, it becomes thicker and begin to stick together. So I'll continue the process until it starts producing its oil. got a lot of comment from my previous video about where the water I'm adding is disappearing into. When you add water to your peanut paste, the water serves as a binder, thereby making the peanut paste coming together, and when this happens, it starts releasing its oil. As you can see from this video, as I add water and mash together, the oil has started coming out. As you can see, the oil has started coming out, so I continue to match it until I get more oil from it. Folding through the middle so that the oil can gather at the middle for easy scooping. And now we have our peanut oil. The next thing I'll do is for me to scoop them into a cooking pan. Scooping this first oil from it, I'll add water to it once again and mash together so that I can get more oil from it. I'll repeat this process about 3 to 5 times to get much oil from it. Please also remember that you don't need to add much water to it so that the peanut dough doesn't get too soft. To get more oil from the peanut dough, I'll be needing a spatula. So I'll use my spatula to mash the peanuts around the bowl. As you can see, as I press with my spatula, it releases more oil. In this way, I can get more oil from the peanut butter. Collecting the peanut oil, we proceed to the next step of purifying the peanut oil. Take to the heat, add little water and begin to cook. To know if the peanut oil is ready, the foam on top will gradually disappear and the water will stop sizzling. Then our peanut oil is ready. With this method of purification, it can last long at home. After purifying the peanut oil, store in an airtight container and don't forget to separate its residue from it. with the help of a cheesecloth. Now that we are done with the making of our peanut oil, we go ahead to make our snacks kuli kuli. So I'll be adding some sugar to it, some salt, grounded pepper, and ginger powder. I'll mix together until all of them are well combined. You might be wondering why I did not add the ingredients when extracting the oil. Basically, that is a different method which I will be showing you in my upcoming video. The difference between the two is the final outcome of the oil. Mix all the ingredients very well to ensure all the ingredients are well incorporated. When properly combined, cut into desired shape. To do this, I'll dip my hand into water, then mold into my desired shape. Them into my desired shape, it is time for me to begin to fry them. So I take them to the heat. I begin to add them to preheated oil. Make sure to fry on a very low heat. With this process of frying on a low heat, the kuli kuli releases its remaining oil into the oil, and also it makes the kuli kuli to be well fried both inside and outside. When it is fried on high heat, it will be cooked outside while uncooked inside, thereby making the kuli kuli to absorb more oil and can last many days at home. After adding your kuli kuli to the oil, allow to fry for about 2 minutes before you begin to stir. Fry until it becomes dried and golden brown, then remove from the oil. After removing from the oil, I'll repeat the same process for the remaining ones. If you are new to my channel, kindly click on the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell for more great videos like this. If you find value in this video, kindly click on the like button and don't forget to share this video with your friends. I'll also be grateful if you let me know where you are watching me from. Thanks for spending your time with me. See you in my next video. God bless.